Proto-Semitic Allah, burner down tells us, was a black god represented by a black bull whose hide denoted his black skin.
Here's the picture that he showed on the screen. It's a deity El, the god El. Pay attention to the crown or the headdress, if you will. This is a picture from the front of the same statue, a little closer, and a little bit from the side here. Now, this headdress is actually the Atef crown. If you go on Webster's online dictionary, that's what it says. Atef is the specific feathered white crown of the Egyptian deity Osiris. It combines the head jet, the crown of Upper Egypt, with red ostrich feather for the Osiris cult. The Atef crown identifies Osiris in ancient Egyptian painting. If you go to Webster's dictionary, Merriam-Webster, it says Atef, hold on, a tall crown with a long feather on each side, shown in the art of ancient Upper Egypt as worn by Osiris. Okay? Here you can see Osar or Osiris with the Atef crown. This is from the papyrus of Nebket. It's actually in the Louvre Museum, and you can see me filming that papyrus on the video entitled Reality Check. Why black people ain't going nowhere, but you might as well put Afro Style Reality Check, it's gonna come up. And in here, it's also from the Louvre Museum. You have Osiris in the middle with the Atef crown, and the description for it, if you go on the website of the Louvre Museum and you type Royal and Divine Triad, you can do a search and you will see they mention that he is actually wearing the Atef crown. Now finally, you can compare the crowns. Okay, first you have the god of the Arabized Negroes, which first is El, but somehow, some way becomes Allah. But that's up to y'all. That's up to the doctor. And then you have the one that I showed you, Osiris. Then again, from the front, compared with another statue of Osiris, and then finally the same statue from another angle.
Biblical King's Seal discovered in dump site. This is the royal seal of the King Hezekiah, and here we have an Ankh. And finally, last but not least, you need to see it to believe it. The God of the Bible, El, slept in his own dung and urine. This is Ugaritic Narrative Poetry, page 195. And we also have this book here, the Masriya in the Prophetic Literature, where it clearly says that El floundered in his own feces and urine. Can hear the sound is quite loud. Microphone check 1 2. Hotep Sinuhena Senut Itiren Ishakanduku Kemet. I hope you're doing well. The chat is open for everybody. And eventually, when there will be so many people and so many comments to go through, then I will make it supporters only. So take advantage. The title of this video is Sex Offender Conscious Community Pan-Africans. Now, first of all, I want to show you something. That's yesterday's live stream. For those who don't know about it, I'm going to share title and the link in the chat. have it in the chat here. We have 15 people watching right now. You can see the title is ISUPK Hebrew Israelites teach that you can have sex with a 9-year-old girl. I'm sorry, with 9-year-old girls. So you see, streamed 18 hours ago, less than 24 hours ago. It has 381 views. And how many comments? Just me. Nobody else put a comment. And I'm like, that's interesting. Now, we've learned a few things lately. Seems like it all started with Trackfield, who warned us about the Hebrew Israelites in these terms.
Since I've been a part of this conscious community, sexual misconduct has been condemned and vilified almost unanimously. We saw the rise and fall of Dr. York. We had Hebrew Israelite, the brother by the name of Mighty Hebrew. He was convicted, I think, twice for sexual behavior against minors. He was widely condemned by the Hebrew Israelite community, but apparently forgiven by the Israelites, because I see him all over the place right now on everybody's channel. Another brother by the name of Nazi Yashavel, another Israelite, also involved in sexual misconduct with a minor. We have no idea where this brother is, but he's been sheltered somewhere by an Israelite group.
Now, what I'm going to do, what was it? One before. One before was, yeah, is this Hebrew Israelite in prison for rape? Of course, he didn't reply. Keep the comments going. I see there are a few comments. Keep the comment going. So I want to show you. There was this video that I made, as you can see, 2 days ago. 711 views. The title is this Hebrew Israelite in prison for rape? Now the guy came in and he wrote, I'm right here, law. And he clearly looks like the guy who was saying stinking Africans. Shah Ross asked him, are you the dude in the vid? He didn't reply. Then I wrote, greetings, King Ta. Kana. Now it might be spelled K-U-N-A-H. But somebody will clarify that. So I wrote 17 hours ago, as you can see, because this comment was left 2 days ago. Greetings, King Ta. Kana just said today that ISUPK Hebrew Israelites teach that you can have sex with 9-year-old girls. Now, is it all showing? Yes, it is. And I've given the link here. Is it true? Have you been to jail for rape or statutory rape? Do ISUPK members have sex or marry underage girls as long as they have their period? And here I'm going to add on this video, you can hear sister claiming that you went to jail for having sex with a minor. Boom. All right. So that being done, this is what we found out yesterday. Kana, that many of you know, said this live on the air. That's recent.
I'm gonna tell you why, because I'm an Israelite and Tazariak Israelite, and I think his doctrine is off compared to what we teach it. We both had the same mission, but he's telling the Israelites it's okay to mix race, right? He's telling that they got a doctrine saying that if a child reached a flower, They could be 15 or 9 years old. You can have sex with them. This is
Okay,
what they
now
teach.
you talk about running.
You heard that? Kana clearly stated that Reza Yark and his organization, ISUPK, do teach. It's their doctrine that you can have sex with a girl when she had her flowers, basically when she had her menses, her period. She can be 15 years old, she can be 9 years old. Now, pay attention to what you're going to hear, brothers and sisters. Pay attention to what you're going to see. Some people in the chat have mentioned this. They were not sure about the dates, they were not sure about the platform. In the chat right now, you see this link? Blog Talk Radio, for those who know. The link that I've shared is here. Now, for those who want to save it, and you should save it, you see here, you see my cursor? You go to the top right hand corner. You go to the top right hand corner. You see here you have 30600, right? Then you have that icon, that download icon, and it says download this episode. Do not left click on it because it will just play it. It will just do this. Right click on it and do save target as, then choose whatever title you like, whatever name you want. Do this right now. As a matter of fact, I think that this will share. Let me try it. I will try to right click on this link in the chat. It works. That link that I just shared right now, you can right click on it directly. Or, you know, I want you to hear it. I will address the comments. Because I see Terrence writing Shaka. I see 25 to 40 people teaching. I don't know what it means. It means watching, obviously. Not okay with you. People love mess and drama. Make one good video and move on. I'm not moving on. I've been addressing so many things, and we're dealing with grown men whose teaching, whose doctrine is that you can have sex with a 9-year-old girl. She has a period. She can be 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm not moving on from that. I don't care if I have 5 people watching. Get 130 people watching, lose 120. Use your head, brother. I'm not here to have as many people watching as possible. It's obvious that in this conscious community of Pan Africans, it's okay. And maybe with you, it's okay. You see? But with me, it's not okay. So I'm addressing it. I mean, dang. Third live stream addressing it. It's the end of the world. How many live streams, how many videos do I have? I have hundreds. Come on now. So I told you how to save the video. I'm sorry, the audio of that interview. So here, you see the date here? 7 years ago. And as a matter of fact, on the link here, when you put your cursor here at the bottom, you can see the URL. And it says August 25, 2015. That's how old it is. And that's New Covenant Radio. That's Brother Polite's organization's name. I don't know if he has changed his organization's name. And you see what he says at the bottom? Brother Polite interviews Tazariak's wife. Tazariak and other people kept talking about Polite's wives actually. He was tired after so many warnings, so many plea. He asked them, leave my wives out of it. So he interviewed Tazariak's wife. And another lady will come. She's an author. I'm sharing the link to the Amazon. That's the one that we were going to hear, and there's going to be a caller as well. Hold on. No, it's okay. I'll leave that stuff. So, did I share the link in the chat? Yeah, I share the link in the chat. The lady that we're going to hear is not anonymous and unidentified. That's her. Hannah D. Spivey, author of Why I Abandoned the Hebrew Israelite Religion, a memoir slash self-help guide. I'm so used to talk about the self-hate teachings. So now, listen to this now. Pay attention.
Now, one thing we do know, or you know, is that one of Tazariak's better friends or best friends or closest people, who's part or was part of ISUPK at the time, was incarcerated. This leader in the community, this member of the community, was incarcerated for child molestation, correct?
Yes, it's actually his best brother, the one he used to be with all the time. He calls him, that's his best friend, his best brother. Taj Royala is his name. And this brother is currently incarcerated. He's still a part of ISUPK. He's currently incarcerated for sleeping with his wife's daughter, who's a minor.
Interesting. And he's still an ISUPK member.
Yes. Talks to him. He often talks to him. He sends him money and things like that.
He's sending a convicted child molester money? Yes, ISUPK member that's incarcerated. He's currently still he doesn't have the $10 for the wife. He doesn't have the $40 for you. The $10 for the other wife. Failing in his commitment as a man to his children as far as child support is concerned. But he has the money to give to a convicted child molester. Is this what you're telling me?
Yes, and they all blame the little girl. They all say that she's a liar, and I can imagine what she's went through, but they're all saying that she's lying. But they've been holding this man for years, so
I mean, there's no doubt about the young. Certainly. I guess only if you choose to molesting one child, I guess they can. This is very interesting stuff. Very interesting. Now, it's up to you if you want to go any further about child molestation or pedophilia. Do you believe that somewhere in the undercurrent or any sentiment is inside of ISUPK that kind of gives you the impression that they want to marry young girls or kind of prepare young girls to be read by men? You kind of get a sense of that kind of energy in ISUPK.
Yes. When I first went to someone outside of ISUPK and I spoke with them, and they told me and informed me to be careful because his niece just got out of it, in which what they noticed that they were setting up is that a lot of them get, women, single mothers with teenage girls, so that when the teenage girls are ready, just as GMS, they explained it, what the GMS does, that they believe the same thing, but they hide it. You don't find out until you get in there.
I'm going to ask you the question again. Some people said it was breaking up a little bit, so I'm going to ask you again. We're going to follow up from the fact that Tazariak still sends money to a present-day ISUPK member who is presently convicted for child molestation that is still accepted and embraced by the ISUPK community. Now we fast forward, and what's that guy's name again? That's incarcerated for child molestation?
Taj Royala. Taj Royala.
Taj Royala?
Yeah, I can't pronounce it too.
No problem.
Taj Royala.
Yeah, no problem. Taj Royala. Okay, so Taj Royala is presently incarcerated for child molestation, and Tazariak still sends him money, and the ISUPK still has his membership instated. With that being said, the next question is, and I have to ask it again because some people said it was breaking up, and they intently are listening. They all in this. Do you feel any form of sentiment or inclination towards the ISUPK structure's inclination towards little girls? Do you feel somewhere there's some kind of incentive, and this is your opinion, to spouse the grown men with little girls?
Yes, and there's certain reasons why. That one incident was one reason why. Then there was another incident where, even on Tazariak's page, he posted at the Passover a picture of him and his daughter, in which a man offered some cattle and something to have his daughter. So this is
whose daughter?
To have Tazariak's daughter. That's on.
How did Tazariak respond when a man offered to have his daughter for some cattle?
He said that she's only 13. He did respond that she's only 13.
That's good.
So now, then we fast forward to, there was an incident where he confided in me that the first wife's niece was living in the home with them. I guess she was a wayward child, and had to stay with them for a while or something. I don't know how old this child was, but obviously she was impressionable, and it confided in me that the first wife had jumped on him and about sleeping with the niece, her sister's daughter. So,
hold on, you saying Tazariak was accused of sleeping with a minor?
With his niece, his wife's sister's daughter.
Wow.
So it was his niece.
Okay, but you can't prove it. This is just an instance that took place. Just to be clear, to be fair.
He told me, because he would tell me she's crazy, and and she accused him of sleeping with her. And as time went on, and I started to see other things and other things in his behavior as well. I just spoke with a girl that's like 27 3 days ago on Facebook, and she called me, and I asked her a line of questioning. It matched to the T what he does with all the wives when he first meets them. There was another one named Samantha Fitton, or Sammy Joe. I spoke with her before, and she had the same line. He comes to them with, Dabash is a monster, she's the worst wife ever, the same scenario, and these are younger, they're not minors, those two, but, he pretends to lay out this foundation for them, and, basically to get them to, go to bed with him or whatever he wants at that point. So this is something that's very well known. There are some young girls that I suspect that he is in with. I would be interested to see that video and see if they actually showed his wives, all of his wives, because I suspect 2 of them just came out of high school. If I'm right about these 2 girls, then I know they just came out of high school.
Oh, wow. Oh, you know what? Let's get another caller.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, what's up? Welcome to New Covenant Radio.
Yeah, that's what's up. We got a real interesting interview going on right here, you know?
It's intense. It's intense.
Yeah, I want to start off by saying, you know, it's a guy by the name of Mighty Hebrew. He just got out of prison for child molestation, so that shit is real familiar amongst their community. I just want to put that out there for anybody that's
What you say? Hold on, brother.
Hebrew.
You can't just hold on. We don't want you just putting out accusations. Are you telling us if we look this stuff up, this is a fact? Because we don't want to accuse nobody of nothing that they haven't done. We don't want to do that on this radio show. We want to make it clear if it's proof or a lack of proof.
Anybody amongst the Hebrew community, I don't want to say it's government lane over the airlines. I don't want to do that. But anybody amongst the Hebrew community, they know who we talk about when I refer to the Mighty Hebrew. And they know he's fresh to these streets for doing something he wasn't supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And, you know.
I know who Mighty Hebrew is because he just came from prison.
Yeah, a lot of people know who he is, too. You know, they have to register. So, you know, he's out there. It's not hard to find. He's out there.
All right. You've heard it. I want to make sure that you can still hear me. Microphone check 1 2. It works. Let me go through the comments now. We have Pan-African Designs and Apparel. That's Brother Pan-African James, as we call him. I hope you're doing well, brother. He wrote, Shaka, Wesley Muhammad isn't a Pan-Africanist. He's an NOI Muslim. I don't mind repeating something that I have said before, particularly when people repeat some things to me. I have yet to hear a single Pan-African organization, and I don't mean a crew of 5 people, you know, stating for the record that they don't approve and don't support the anti-black teaching of the NOI. I have yet to hear any single Pan-African organization saying that the Hebrew Israelites who teach that you can have sex with a 9-year-old girl if she has a menses are not supported. Because if you ask Pan-Africans, it's basically nearly all black people. I know. I've been amongst Pan-African, from Pan-African organizations. So feel free to tell me which Pan-African organization publicly reject the pedophiles and the people who have anti-black teaching. I'm waiting. I've been waiting for years, actually. Whether Wesley considers himself Pan-African or not has no bearing. He's invited by Pan-Africans. Pan-Africans consider him and his organization as brothers, part of the same struggle. Pan-Africanism today, it started as a noble cause, but today it's an anything goes dumpster. The rapists, the pedophiles, the thieves, they are all welcome. We have Kirby, the witch find, the general. Has been a while. He wrote Tahar of GMS. Then Pan-African Designs and Apparel wrote Hebrew Israelites aren't Pan-Africans either. Same thing. I would like to see. And what are the Pan-African organizations? I've been asking this over and over again. I know some in the French-speaking world, in America. Which one are they? What are the Pan-African organizations? Mentusan wrote, them Power Rangers and Pan-African law. Well, you guys keep saying they are not Pan-Africans, but if you ask Pan-Africans, are they your brothers? Do you support them? And if they don't support them, and I mean Pan-African organizations, because you see this brother here. He was having a discussion with a young Muslim brother, but that Muslim brother created his own offshoot of Islam, his own crew or sect his own version. Well, maybe version is not the proper word, but he has his own movement of Islam. It's not Sunni. It's not Shia per se, though he was influenced by the Shia Muslims. But he said that he created his own stuff. So if we have people who say, well, I have my own Pan African stuff, okay, that's different, that's new. Who is part of a Pan African organization on this panel? Let me know. Let me know the name of the Pan African organization. Give me an estimate of how many members you have. I don't understand why people want to defend something that they're not even part of. Now, Jelanda wrote, Hebrew Israelites are not Pan African. They don't even claim Africa. Title is disingenuous. Once again, if you ask Pan Africans if the Hebrew Israelites are part of the struggle, part of the movement, they include them as part of the movement, part of the struggle. Because I don't know if you understand what I wrote. I wrote sex offender. I'm talking about the title of this video. Sex offender conscious community Pan Africans. How many Pan Africans have condemned those people who have sex with babies? People like it's not wrong. People spend so much time disrespecting followers of Kemet, talking about so and so spoke to a mommy. And here we have grown men in the street, broad daylight. Well, maybe it was not broad daylight, but in the street, publicly, that it's okay to have sex with a 9-year-old girl as long as she has her menses and nobody says anything. Then we hear about so and so who went to jail for sexual misconduct with the children, with a child. We don't hear anything. That's too much. Kida B wrote, to be fair to her, thought that they can't do it till Christ's return, because scripture says you must follow the laws of the land you live. Well, I've played it yesterday and even a few days before. And at one point he said, the kingdom is here. They did say, well, when the kingdom will come, but they made it clear. There's no way around that. Nobody's being unfair. I played it. They were very clear. They were very clear. Jananda wrote, need to change the title of your show. Well, you need to tell me who is against the pedophiles. Are you against the pedophiles, Yolanda, for the record? Can you just state it? Captain Tazariak and ISUPK, do you support them? When you're on these platforms, do you speak out against them? Is this the reason why you're no longer a member of the channel? Because it's cool. I don't mind. You used to be. You decided not to be, and it's not an obligation. But I don't need to know the reason. However, if the reason is me going against the pedophiles, I would like to know. Are you also tired of me talking about the pedophiles in the conscious community? I mean, when we talk about people lying on their degrees, it's personal, it's private, apparently. When we talk about people lying about being millionaires, it's personal, it's private, apparently. So now, even when we're going to talk about people who have sex with children, we're going to say, what? Oh, it's personal, it's private? I don't know. I'm wondering. Now, Pan African Designs wrote, the pitch count is 0-2, Shaka. One more swing and you're out. I don't even understand what you're talking about, brother. I really don't understand what you're talking about. But you told me that you're not part of a Pan African organization. You consider yourself to be a Pan African. You're not the only one. But I've been saying for a long time, I'm saying again, first of all, what are the Pan African organizations, let's say in America, and what is their stance on those people who teach that it's okay to have sex with babies? You know? So you can consider me out or whatever. It's all good. Now, brothers and sisters, just watch it. Maybe I'm misunderstanding that message. But people are tired of me talking about pedophiles or me mentioning Pan Africans in the mix. If Pan Africans are against the pedophiles, then they should state it for the record. Because those people that we're talking about, those Hebrew Israelite organizations, they are on those conscious community platforms. And nobody tells them anything about that. Silence is a form of consent. So if I have to end up with 3 people watching, I'm fine with that. The future generation will know who was who. Now, Saneda admitted they let his 14-year-old niece run away. from home to be one of polite wise. I don't think Taneta allowed anything. That's his niece, not his daughter. Mentuson wrote, you just made that up. Some are Pan Africans. And brothers and sisters, do you mean to tell me that there are no Pan African Hebrew Israelites? Do you mean to tell me that there are no Pan African Muslims? Do you mean to tell me that there are no Pan African Christians? Do you think that Pan Africans are only non Abrahamic? Killer B wrote that he has documented proof. Documented proof about what? Pan African wrote Pan Africanism has moved past Islamic and Israelite thought long ago. Oh, you're sadly mistaken, my brother. I think you have a wrong idea of what Pan Africanism is. But please show me some Pan Africans who say, well, Pan Africans are not Hebrew Israelites, Pan Africans are not Islamic. Please show me. That doesn't exist, brother. That doesn't exist. Shabaka wrote one love, peace, power, unity, and Pan Africanism. Killer B wrote, it's a shame so many people support these things. Oh, Terrence, by the way, I've received your cash app. Now here he wrote them bruise, some Nazi-ish, F them. I received the cash app from Terrence, who wrote, brother, this old news don't mix and match. Salute. Well, this old news to you maybe, but to most people from the conscious community, it's not old news. Facts. We have the Pharisees who wrote Hotel Family. And sisters, how do you feel about these guys who have a doctrine that it's okay to have sex with a 9-year-old girl? I haven't heard from the Pa who was worried about inhuman treatment and human rights violation of the invaders of Kemet, who had to do some forced labor as a punishment rather than being killed. Tell them, bro. Serb Shaka. The British dudes is weirdos, but they are not Pan-Africans. They are actually anti-Africans. Well, some Hebrew Israelites are anti-Africans, but not all of them. We love when you teach, brother. It's not I don't F with them. Well, teach, I can talk about the Meta-Nurture. I dealt with the Meta-Nurture. We had 3 participants. Now we have 32 people online. When I was dealing with the Meta-Nurture, there was about 20 people online. I'm sorry, brothers, if you don't like this title, if you don't like this topic, you have no obligation to, remain here. You can come back. I would address other stuff as well. But to me, it's important to address that. That's how I feel. I mean, at least give me that, brothers and sisters. I've been online for 18 years. In 2 months, it will be 19 years. At least give me that. It's the 3rd live stream I make about this self-proclaimed sex practitioners with minors. Killer B wrote, make 1,000 more. Nikki really wrote, protect the children at all costs. Pan-African wrote, well, let's say Pan-African James wrote, Shaka, how can anti-African people be Pan-Africans? Once again, some Hebrew Israelites are anti-Africans. It is true. Some are not anti-Africans. Shabaka wrote, Shaka, why do you think that this stuff has nothing to do with Pan-Africanism? Why do you think that this stuff has nothing to do with Pan-Africanism? Well, I'm not saying that this stuff has nothing to do with Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africans embrace the Hebrew Israelites. They embrace the Nation of Islam with their anti-black teachings. Now, for those who wonder what it is when I say anti-black teachings, let me just let you hear it. Oh, on another allegation of rape, all those who celebrate Kwanzaa, which is a Jewish holiday Hanukkah that has been plagiarized.
We haven't brought closure to Karinga. We let him build a holiday. The same one who set up Black Panthers in ambushes at UCLA and other places. The same one who tortured his wife and another woman brutally, sticking bottles in their vagina, using electrical shocks, and the FBI saved him.
Wrote Kenneth Garbage. If you want to get off sensitive, come on, go ahead. About blacks, conquering blacks. Throw Maya in the trash can. Throw out this rock, the slave nation, God away.
So Shabazz was not permitted to stay in that area, so he took his family into the jungle of East Asia, which we now call Africa, to make a people close to nature. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, this is the origin of kinky hair, because we didn't have kinky hair prior to that. The hair on our head was like the hair on our eyebrows. The hair on your eyebrows straight, the hair on your head is not the same as the hair on your eyebrow. But the hair of every other people is the same as their eyebrow. Your eyebrow straight, your hair something different. Wouldn't you like the hair on your head to be as straight as the hair on your eyebrow? That's why you so busy frying it. That's why you so busy pulling it. Because your nature tells you that the kink I mean, you know, with I'm black and I'm proud, we got to learn to be proud of kinks. Because most of your family of other black people on the earth, jet black. They didn't have no broad nose and thick lips and kinky hair. They were dark-skinned people, jet black. But they had straight hair, a thinner lip, a thinner nose. But we are marked as a different kind of black person. And we were rejected and despised, not only from the circle of the gods, but we were despised and rejected by all the other dark people of the earth. This is why today black people with kinky hair and broad nose and thick lips are rejected in every society. I want you to hear me well tonight. Yes, sir. Why are we rejected? Because the essence of beauty is in obedience and submission to God. And the essence of ugliness is when you rebel against God. And when you rebel against God, in your rebellion, you are marked with a certain mark of your rebellion, which is the disfigurement of your internal self, which manifests in the disfigurement of your external self. And this is why when you look at our people, wherever we are found on the earth, you find us either disfiguring ourselves physically because we are disfigured on the inside because of rebellion.
Born FOG wrote, "Stay on their neck, brother. None of them deserve reprieve if they violate women, especially babies." Donnie Williams is in a place to be. The Pharisees wrote, "Please like and share the video. Thanks." Now, those are supposed to be emojis, but something went wrong. Donnie Williams wrote, "You got it, Shaka. Better to have quality over quantity." The Pharisees wrote, "Anyone who thinks engaging with child is worse than an infidel. For the Hebrews who lead with their male anatomy explains to me why they have always been considered slaves and on the USA terror list. Mentuson wrote, you know, Dale Jones was a Pan African. Well, I don't have any evidence of Dale Jones being cool with child molesters. As a matter of fact, Dale Jones spoke out against rape. But so far here in his conscious community, how many people speak out against rape and rapists? Dale Jones spoke publicly and he said the name of the person. So that's a huge difference. Pan Africanism is not what it used to be. Now it's an anything goes dumpster. Now, let me ask again: is there a single? Okay, single. Are there any members of a Pan African organization here? So many people speak for Pan Africanism. They're not even members of any Pan African organization. It's like a badge of honor. Donnie wrote, "Wouldn't you like straight hair?" Okay. Mental wrote, "Death is the only cure for pedophiles." Well, those guys are on all those platforms. I don't see any condemnation in the comments. I don't hear any condemnations from the callers. All right. Somebody wants to get on the panel. I've shared the link already, but here it is, link to get on the panel. People come and tell me, "Oh, Shaka, don't talk about this. I'm tired of hearing about this." But they don't go and say, "Look, those guys are messed up. Those guys are teaching that it's okay to have sex with children. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's the world upside down. It's the world upside down. As long as it doesn't happen to any of your family members. Come on, man. That's the sex offender conscious community Pan Africans. I have never seen a single Pan African organization publicly speaking out against those people who teach in front of the world that you can have sex with a baby, with a child. And then they're going to talk about morals and talk about we need to do this, we need to do that. Future generation, you'll see why we're in the mess we're in. When they're on those platforms, I don't see anybody making any criticism. It does not shock people. It's like a normal day at the office. It's like a walk in the park. Do somebody want to come on the panel and just break down to me that I shouldn't be talking about this stuff? Can you imagine the girls who get raped and we have some grown Pan Africans say, "Oh, don't talk about this. I prefer when you teach." That wrong mentality, you got it from the conscious community of Pan Africans. You can change, brothers and sisters. You can change. Or that energy to try to tell me, "Oh, don't address it." Just use that energy to condemn the rapists and the pedophiles. Those are not rumors, those are statements that were made publicly by people that are identified, not anonymous and unidentified individuals. But it's always the same. People who make anti-black statement, no criticism. People who make anti-African statements, no criticism. People who say it's okay to snatch a woman and rape her because it's written in the scriptures, no criticism. People who say it's okay to have sex with children, no criticism. But who are you going to criticize? The brother Shaka. That's who you're going to criticize. I mean, man, I'm disappointed at some of you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I am disappointed. People gonna go on those channels and act like they didn't hear what I just played right now. What was said. It doesn't come from me. I did not make it up. It looks like it's going to be a short live stream. It's okay. It's been 51 minutes, and I guess if there's no caller at 1 hour, 8 minutes and 30 seconds to be exact, I'll call it a day. I share what I wanted to share. Now people know. Don't act like you don't know MCs. MCs gonna stop acting like they don't know. Serious right there. For all the women and all the girls who were raped, look at the conscious community of Pan Africans. Look at their reaction. Look at their reaction. Those are your warriors and revolutionaries. Those are your protectors. They are the one who will go on live streams, on radio shows, on the social media, and kick you with the same groups, the same organizations that teach that it's okay to rape you. You gotta be a brother. That's what one of those guys said when he was asked, would he let his daughter, 12-year-old daughter, be with a man? They said, you gotta be a brother. People don't see anything wrong with that. But 30 people online, if I have 10, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. I ain't gonna please everybody. I'm gonna say, oh, it's okay to each his own. You know, some people like them young, so it's all right. Mm-mm. We should have limits. We should have standards. What's moral? What's morality? But anyway, people have been defending women being tortured. I mean, somebody that tortured women. People defending plagiarized holidays. People defend plagiarized work, plagiarized books. People who disrespect Shekanta Diop, Dr. Shekanta Diop, Dr. Theophile Benga. So, doesn't surprise me, man. That's what it is. So now you know. I don't sugarcoat. I'm trying to be friends with people who teach that it's okay to have sex with children. If you want to be cool with them, be cool with them. I'm not asking you to fight them, insult them, disrespect them. I'm not asking you to do that. To each his own. Want to be cool with them? Be cool with them. And if some community people start teaching that it's okay to have sex with 9-year-old girls, I'm going to have the same reaction. But I haven't heard that. But when it comes to the Hebrews, well, it's been quite a few now. And we can start the count now, but it's been quite a few now. Shabaka wrote, "Why black organizations have come out to condemn the teaching of the Hebrew Israelites?" ROD. What does ROD mean? Well, that's a question I've been asking. But not just black organizations, just Pan African organizations. But we can say black organizations as well. Because there's some black organizations that are not necessarily describing themselves as Pan Africans. So if I ask the question, what Pan African organizations have publicly condemned those teachings, then they're not going to talk because they feel like, okay, we're not Pan Africans. Okay, now what black organizations have come out to condemn the teachings of the Hebrew Israelites, those who teach that it's okay to have sex with a 9-year-old girl, she has a period. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Onwards. That's crucial. That's crucial. They're going to make fun and say, oh, that person spoke to a mommy. No matter what it is, people lying, scamming, um, stealing, plagiarizing, raping, women, children, they don't have any criticism. All you have to say is, you're my brother, I support you. You're my sister, I support you. Come on, man. For real. Pan Africans and rapists and pedophiles get more respect. They get more respect, man. They get more respect, man. They get more respect, man. And it's been going on for years. And amongst those French speaking Pan Africans, it's the same as well. They know such and such rape, they're cool with the dude. and he raped several times. And he's the leader of a Pan-African organization. Another guy, a Pan-African professor, a child, underage. Oh, it's cool. Mm-mm. I don't get that like that. I disagree. I don't support that. It's my right. You've seen those grown men saying that it was okay. You didn't say anything. No criticism. Oh, I don't want to criticize them. I want to be cool with them. I don't want them to be angry at me. Warriors and soldiers, revolutionaries. But when a white dude is gonna, sexually abuse some children, now they're gonna talk and say, "Oh, look what he did. Look at what he did. Look at the white dude. Look at what white guy did." But when it's a black guy who does it, magically, there's no criticism, no condemnation. Some people in their mind think that being a Pan African is just agreeing with whatever black people say or whatever black people do. To them, in their mind, that's what being Pan African is. Yeah, and he's a brother. I support him. Oh, don't criticize another brother. Listen to Shaka. It's criticizing black people who have sex with 9-year-old girls. We shouldn't, do our dirty laundry publicly. It has to be handled privately. The brother's not on code. That's just ridiculous, man. Is that your definition of Pan-Africanism, brothers and sisters? He's black, I'm black, so I support him. Oh my goodness. That's new, but it's all good, man. You make your choice. Do your thing, man. Do your thing. This kind of behaviors, it will backfire. It will backfire. Future generation, I'm glad that you can witness because now it's all documented. It's not he said, she said stuff. It's documented. You have the evidence. You have Exhibit A, Exhibit B, Exhibit C, and so on. This is the conscious community of Pan-Africans. They will not condemn, criticize, disagree with rapists and pedophiles. Too weak to criticize them. All you have to do is have some organization, a few people, that's it. People respect money and power. They don't care about what you do. I won't get down like that, man. I'm going to close out. Before I close out,
since I've been a part of this conscious community, sexual misconduct has been condemned and vilified almost unanimously. We saw the rise and fall of Dr. York. We had Hebrew Israelite, the brother by the name of Mighty Hebrew. He was convicted, I think, twice for sexual behavior against minors. He was widely condemned by the Hebrew Israelite community, but apparently forgiven by the Israelites, because I see him all over the place right now on everybody's channel. Another brother by the name of Nazi Yashavel, another Israelite, also involved in sexual misconduct with a minor. We have no idea where this brother is, but he's been sheltered somewhere by an Israelite group.
I'm going to tell you why, because I'm an Israelite and Tazariak Israelite. And I think his doctrine is off compared to what we teach it. We both had the same mission, but he's telling the Israelites it's okay to mix race, right? He's telling that they got a doctrine saying that if a child reached a flower, they could be 15 or 9 years old, you can have sex with them.
Okay,
This is what they teach.
You talk about running.
Stay safe, stay healthy. If I'm allowed to, by the nature, I will definitely holler back at you. I don't argue, I state facts. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Do I to do a Necheru Hotel.
Now, for the record, for those who don't know, I'm giving mental nature classes. And here, that's the flyer. Okay? So, those who are interested, feel free to holler at me. If you're not interested, it's cool. But I recommend that everybody who has not yet seen the video Kemet and Ma'at before Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, then watch it. It has about 300,000 views and really deserves to have a lot more.
I just want to let everyone know who's listening in now and who's going to listen to this stream in the future. I just had my first Meta Nature class by Brother Shaka today, and I've had other Meta Nature lessons by other teachers, and I can tell you right now, the brother is the best in the game. He is that was one of the best classes I've ever had, ever. So if you're interested in learning the Meta Nature, if you're interested in getting the basics of it, Brother Shaka is an awesome teacher. Get with him, and it's extremely affordable. This brother is giving us his time and his skills, and he's basically giving it away. I mean, I just consider it a donation. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody's interested in learning the Meta Nature, get with this brother right here. He's an awesome, awesome, awesome teacher. And I'll end with that.
Hotep Senu, Hena Senut. This is Julie, also known as Servant of Yah, and I'm currently taking the Medu Neture classes with Brother Shaka, and it has been an amazing experience. Only 2 lessons so far, and I feel like I've been taking the classes for months, just with the how in depth he goes into the vocabulary words, the construction of the language, the grammar. It's been immeasurable, the experience. And one thing that comes across, hands down, is his extreme passion for teaching this to anyone who is willing to learn and has an interest in learning. So I highly suggest, if you are interested, even a minimal interest, that you subscribe to the classes with Brother Shaka. It's such a nominal amount for how much you get. I know, like, our last class was over 2.5 hours. It felt like 2 minutes, but because that's how, involved you are in what he's teaching and how he teaches and how compassionate he is about what he teaches. Also with sharing materials free of charge, no question, no doubt. It's just what he does. He doesn't have to, but he does. And so I just wanted to give a short testimonial about the class and the effectiveness of the class, and all of that is attested to how studied Brother Shaka is. So I highly recommend anyone with a minimal interest that you do sign up for the Medu Neture class. Hotep.
Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, which is Ma'at Forever. Don't forget to watch the video entitled Kemet and Ma'at. Don't forget to share Kemet and Ma'at on my channel on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or other social media that you use. Email, text messages, you name it. Those who wish to donate can do so on paypal.me/ma'atforever.